She was beautiful, wealthy, and one of Cairo's most glamorous socialites. Her Instagram feed showed a life most people only dream of: luxury dinners, charity galas, and Nile River sunsets from the balcony of her suite. But in July 2024, that perfect life came to a sudden, chilling end. Layla Hassan checked into a five-star hotel overlooking the Nile after attending a high-profile gala. She was last seen laughing with friends, dressed in gold, toasting to the night's success. At 1:15 a.m., hotel security cameras captured a well-dressed man entering her room. He stayed for less than 2 hours. At 3 a.m., he walked out calmly, adjusting his cufflinks, looking straight into the camera, and vanished into the night. By morning, Layla was found dead, poisoned, her jewelry and handbag untouched, her room undisturbed. Who was the man in the suit? Was he a jealous lover, a business rival, or a hired assassin? This is the case that has Cairo on edge, a murder that blends luxury, betrayal, and a killer who may still be out there. Cairo, a city that never sleeps. Bustling streets, luxury hotels by the Nile, glittering nightclubs, and the quiet whisper of old money behind the walls of historic mansions. And at the center of this glamorous world was Layla Hassan. Layla was 32, a well-known Egyptian socialite, philanthropist, and businesswoman. Her life was a blend of luxury and influence. She attended charity galas, fashion launches, and high-profile political events. Her Instagram feed showed designer gowns, rooftop dinners, and weekend trips on the Red Sea. But those who knew Layla say she was more than just a socialite. She was intelligent, strategic, and deeply connected to Cairo's elite. She was known to speak her mind, and that earned her both admirers and enemies. In the weeks leading up to her death, Layla's life seemed picture-perfect. She attended 3 major events in a row: a fashion gala, a luxury real estate launch, and a political fundraiser. She was photographed smiling with celebrities and businessmen, looking radiant, confident, and touchable. But behind the scenes, something was brewing. Friends later told investigators that Layla had been receiving strange calls and anonymous messages, threats telling her to stay quiet. She had confided in one friend that she was holding information that could ruin people and that she was debating whether to make it public. Despite this, Layla did not back down. On July 12, 2024, she attended a high-profile charity gala at a luxury hotel along the Nile. Witnesses described her as glowing, in good spirits, chatting with friends late into the night. After the gala ended, Layla booked a suite at the same hotel instead of returning home. She ordered a light dinner to her room, posted a quick Instagram story with the caption, "Just me, the Nile, and some peace tonight." Hours later, that peace would be shattered, because that night, a man in a black suit would enter Layla's hotel room, and by morning, she would be gone forever. July 13, 2024, Cairo. The sun rose over the Nile, casting golden light on the city. At the 5-star Nile Grand Hotel, the staff prepared for another busy morning. But on the 14th floor, something was wrong. Layla Hassan had not answered her wake-up call. Housekeeping knocked once, twice, 3 times, no response. When staff used a master key to enter, they were met with a chilling silence. Inside, the room looked perfect, bed made, curtains slightly open, sunlight streaming in. Her handbag, jewelry, and expensive watch were all neatly placed on the dresser. Nothing appeared stolen. But then, they saw her. Layla was lying on the floor near the edge of the bed, motionless, still wearing the dress from the night before. Her phone was just inches from her hand, unlocked, as if she had been holding it moments earlier. The hotel manager immediately called security, who contacted the police. Within minutes, the room was sealed off, and investigators arrived. At first glance, there were no obvious signs of a struggle, no forced entry, no broken glass, no overturned furniture. But detectives quickly noticed small details that didn't add up. A half-finished drink on the nightstand. 2 glasses, not 1. A faint chemical smell near the bed. Hotel security quickly pulled the CCTV footage from the lobby and elevators. What they saw sent chills through the investigation. At 1:15 a.m., a man in a perfectly tailored black suit entered the elevator, calm and collected. He carried no bags, no luggage. Security cameras tracked him as he walked to Layla's room. For nearly 2 hours, there were no sounds reported from the hallway. At exactly 3 a.m., the same man exited the room. But this time, something was different. His tie was gone, his jacket slung casually over his arm. He looked straight into the hallway camera, adjusted his cufflinks, and walked calmly out of the building. No one saw him again. Police launched a citywide search for the man in the suit, combing through hours of surveillance footage, interviewing witnesses, and collecting every piece of forensic evidence from Layla's room. The discovery of Layla's body had turned what was supposed to be a glamorous weekend stay into one of the most high-profile murder investigations Cairo had seen in years. And as the evidence began to surface, the case only became darker, more mysterious, and far more dangerous than anyone had imagined. The evidence collected from Layla Hassan's suite turned a mysterious death into a full-blown homicide case. The first major finding came from the autopsy. Toxicologists discovered a rare, fast-acting poison in Layla's system, one not commonly available in Egypt. Experts said it would have caused paralysis within minutes, leaving her unable to call for help. This meant one thing: her death was no accident. Forensic teams dusted the room and found several partial fingerprints on the second glass by the nightstand, the minibar, and the bathroom door. When tested, none matched hotel staff or Layla's friends. But one print matched someone in an international law enforcement database, a man with a history of fraud and suspected ties to organized crime in Europe. Investigators followed the man's path through the hotel. Cameras showed him entering the lobby with a fake ID, under the name Karim Nader. Further footage from outside revealed a waiting black Mercedes that picked him up minutes after he left Layla's floor. License plate tracking showed the car heading toward Cairo International Airport. Just hours later, passenger records confirmed that the suspect had boarded a private charter flight to Istanbul, and from there, vanished. Detectives also searched Layla's phone and discovered encrypted messages she had saved from an anonymous number. The messages contained threats like, "Stop talking. This is bigger than you. Leave it alone, last warning." Even more chilling was a draft email in her account, never sent, containing what appeared to be documents tying a major business deal to illegal money transfers offshore. All of this painted a disturbing picture. Layla had information that could have exposed powerful people, costing them millions, maybe even prison time. Police concluded that her murder wasn't spontaneous. It was planned, precise, and possibly ordered by someone much higher than the man who walked out of her room that night. This evidence turned the Cairo Nile hotel case from a tragic story into an international manhunt. Interpol was notified. A red notice was issued for the suspect, and detectives quietly began investigating who might have funded, planned, or ordered Layla Hassan's death. But with the killer gone and the trail growing cold, the question became, was this man just a hitman for hire, or the one truly responsible? The evidence in Layla Hassan's murder painted a chilling picture, but it also left behind a haunting set of questions. Who really wanted her dead? And why? Some believe this was personal, a crime of passion. Layla was known to be charismatic, independent, and outspoken. Rumors swirled that she had been romantically involved with a powerful businessman who wanted the relationship kept secret. Could jealousy or fear of exposure have led someone close to her to order the killing? The fact that her personal belongings were untouched suggests this wasn't a robbery. It was about her, and only her. Another theory points to money, and a lot of it. Layla had been digging into suspicious deals involving luxury real estate and offshore accounts. The draft email found on her laptop hinted she was ready to go public with information that could have destroyed reputations and fortunes. If this is true, her death wasn't emotional, it was calculated. A way to silence her before she could speak. Many investigators believe this was a professional hit. The poison used was rare, expensive, and not something easily purchased. The killer's calm demeanor on CCTV, walking in and out without panic, suggests he had done this before. The fact he fled Cairo within hours on a private plane points to someone with connections, resources, and a plan. Some theorists think this case may not even be purely Egyptian. The suspect's ties to organized crime networks in Europe raise the possibility that Layla was caught in a much bigger web, a financial or political power struggle that reached beyond Cairo. Was she silenced to protect a larger network operating internationally? The most controversial theory is that the full truth may never be revealed. Some believe powerful people may try to keep the case quiet to avoid scandal. Certain evidence has reportedly not been released to the public. This theory suggests that while one man may have carried out the act, the real masterminds may still be free and touchable. And that's what makes Layla Hassan's case so terrifying. If this was a message of a warning, it worked. Because even today, months later, no one knows the full story. And until someone steps forward or a trial reveals the truth, The question remains, who really killed Layla Hassan? And was it just about her, or about what she knew? Layla Hassan's murder sent shockwaves far beyond Cairo. It became a story the entire world was watching. The morning news in Egypt broke the story first. By midday, it was headline news across the Middle East. Socialite found dead in luxury Nile hotel. Within hours, international media, BBC, CNN, Al Jazeera, were running the story. Layla's glamorous Instagram feed suddenly turned into a memorial wall. Fans posted thousands of comments, heart emojis, prayers, demands for justice. Hashtags like #Justice for Layla and #Cairo Hotel Murder trended for days, not just in Egypt but in London, Paris, and New York. Cairo's elite circles were shaken. This wasn't just a tragedy, it was a message that even the most powerful and protected weren't untouchable. Luxury hotels increased their security protocols. Some high-profile events were cancelled out of fear. People whispered about who might have been involved: business tycoons, politicians, even foreign investors. For weeks, the atmosphere in the city was heavy tense. Layla's family held a funeral attended by hundreds, friends, influencers, journalists, and mourners from across Cairo. Her mother spoke publicly, demanding that the killers, not just the man in the CCTV footage, face justice. They launched a campaign urging international authorities to keep pressure on the investigation. Every press conference became a plea for transparency. We'll not let Layla become just another unsolved headline. Documentary producers and true crime podcasters jumped on the case. TikTok and YouTube filled with theories, analysis of the CCTV footage, and speculation about the motive. Some called it Cairo's most important murder trial in decades, a case that could either expose corruption or be buried under political pressure. Layla's death sparked a larger conversation about women's safety, both in Egypt and worldwide. Female influencers began sharing their own stories of harassment, blackmail, and threats, things they had kept secret for fear of losing brand deals or reputation. Layla became a symbol of that movement. Her image, once associated with glamour and luxury, was now seen on protest signs, calling for accountability and protection for women in the public eye. Egyptian police, under immense international pressure, expanded their investigation. Interpol's red notice for the suspect was widely shared. There were even reports of raids in multiple cities looking for evidence of a wider network behind the murder. But so far, the prime suspect remains at large, and that fact keeps the public hooked. Every update from the authorities makes headlines. Every rumor sends social media into a frenzy. Even now, months later, Cairo has not fully moved on. For some, staying at luxury hotels near the Nile comes with unease, a reminder that a killer once walked those same halls. And for Layla's friends and family, there's no closure, only unanswered questions. Who ordered her death? Why did she have to die that night? And most haunting of all, could the people responsible still be walking free? Layla's case has grown into something larger than just one murder. It's become a symbol of power, secrecy, and the dark cost of speaking out. And until the truth comes out, until the mastermind is named, the city of Cairo will remain haunted by the mystery of what really happened in that hotel suite overlooking the Nile. Layla Hassan's murder was not just a tragedy, it was a message. The CCTV footage, the rare poison, the calm man in the suit walking out at 3 a.m., these are clues that point to something far bigger than a single act of violence. And yet, months later, no trial, no mastermind, and no justice. Who really ordered Layla's death? Was it a jealous lover, a powerful businessman, or someone even higher, someone untouchable? And most chilling of all, could the people who planned this still be living freely, untouchable, and ready to silence anyone who gets too close? The case remains unsolved, and every new piece of evidence only raises more questions. What do you think happened that night in that luxury suite overlooking the Nile? Drop your theory in the comments. Let's see how close we can get to the truth together. And if this story shook you, hit subscribe, tap the like button, and share this video, because the more people who know Layla's story, the harder it becomes for it to be buried. Because somewhere out there, the man in the suit is still watching.